This is Caribbean Celebrity Show. Welcome to St. Lucia.
Do you want to have your music promoted worldwide? So all I need you to do is go follow our page.
Yeah, big up my bedroom Ninja Dan, you don't know.
Yeah, I'm here to big up Ninja Dan, you know.
C'est my attention, l'émission The Caribbean Celebrity Show avec Cash Génial, le top.
I want a green card. Now my income blow. I want a green card. Now my
Pull up. Who's the artist? The artist say, not me play a formula, you want a green card. Who's that?
That artist name is Chap. Chap, big up yourself, Chap. Big up yourself. Big tune.
Every segment. Man enough.
Yeah, man.
You di me ever granny. They then run and tell my white woman I'm married down in my country. Applaudi say papi me vle. They be sassy make I kite. Applaudi make I run from him come a rough one.
Hold on. What do you have there? You have a green card. Is that green card you have there?
A green card.
Now, folks, we want to welcome you to a very special episode of Caribbean Celebrity Show. And folks, tonight we have a very, very, very special guest. He's an ambassador. You understand? He's a top-ranking, top-tier St. Lucian artist in the highest of highest regard and maximum respect. It's our honor to have him on the Caribbean Celebrity Show tonight. Today we are gathered not just to celebrate music, but to recognize a true icon of the soca music fraternity here in St. Lucia. This is someone who his name has echoed throughout Carnival year after year after year, every fete and every moment. He has been a cornerstone of the art form, a driving force behind its growth, and a voice that has carried out the spirit of our culture far and wide. His passion, consistency, and dedication have not only entertained us, but have inspired generations of artists to follow their dreams. It is with deepest respect and admiration that we take this moment to give honor where it is truly due. Please help me and join me in celebrating the legacy and continued contribution of one of our very greatest artists, one of the giants, and he is none other than the one and only Ninja Dan. Welcome.
I have to salute. The general.
Yes,
sir. I have to salute. I have to raise the flag. I have to raise up the St. Lucian flag.
Yeah, man.
I
don't have a flag there, I mean.
Nah, you're carrying the flag. My brother, it's a pleasure. We haven't seen each other in years. We haven't spoken like this, but we communicate on a regular basis. And our folks,
True.
Ninja Dan has been an inspiration to me, even when my days of coming off the cruise ship and getting back into the soca vibe. He was instrumental with our band, being a staple in the vibe at the time. And you have so many artists, so many, contributions you've made. So we don't want it to be a typical question and answer. We just want to be a vibe where, I would normally chat with you and I would reason. So again, thanks for coming on the Caribbean Celebrity Show. This is your home.
Of course, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me,
Yes, man. And what a great year you are having, Ninja. You've had my favorite songs for the year,
Yeah, man.
Mango. I think Mr. X and myself.
That is my favorite. My favorite, man.
Yeah, man. I appreciate that, man. From the time the song came out, y'all have been giving me the support. Y'all have been giving me the hype. So that trust me, man. That's why I'm at now. social media, of the hype. I must say much appreciated. Yeah, especially Mr. X out there with Mango video. I don't know what story was in Amsterdam or in and that but yeah man. Yeah, man, that was good information, you know?
I have to perform on the 11th of next month, and I make sure before when I come on the stage, I want the DJ to introduce me with that song. You see, Mango.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. For sure.
Yeah, man.
When I walk through the supermarket, I usually pass the mangoes and the fruit straight because I say I can't pay that kind of money for things that, dropping of the trees in our backyard back home, But since that song come out, that's the first time since I've been living in England I actually purchase mangoes, Each time I see one boy, I actually saying, boy, when I come on the show, I go beat the mango, but happen it never lasting for the Sunday, I always have time to eat it.
Yeah, man.
That song, my brother, tell us about that song.
Boy, I just wanted to be different this year because I'm a songwriter. Sometimes I always write my songs, and I've observed the pattern of writers. I mean, a lot of the artists they write about woman, or write about whining, and it's like the recycling of words or the recycling of phrases or the recycling of music. And to me, I just wanted to be out of the box. I wanted to be different, and the way I write songs is for inspiration. Like something has to be happening eventually or happening impromptuously and just catch my attention. It was actually my manager who was eating a mango, and supposed to. And like the way she was eating it, that just intrigued me, and I said, well, you know what? That's the idea I'm gonna come out with Carnival. Just turn the mango into a woman, personify the mango, make it creative about it. When you're writing songs, you have to write songs for people to think. You just put it bold face in their face, so because you're not going to teach people. So I always tell artists when they're writing songs, you always go to edutain rather than entertain. So you teach them something, people awareness. Oh, I think too much.
Nah. We're taking it on board. And folks, Ninja Dan is such a humble individual. Over the years, and when you not know this brother has been so instrumental in what we call the musical industry. So,
yes, who's up my bedroom name, Jordan? You know, Touche here, we're endorsing it. I just like to see our journey start from Castries Comprehensive, and it's been a while, but I've been following your journey, boss. So Ninja, I would say, a humble youth, Irie will take the shit off his back and give it to somebody. That's the Ninja I know. But again, your journey with the school youths and them, I like it. Keep up the good work. Keep the future going. And your musical journey now, this year you have some nice songs. I just like to send out some love and tell you, yo, hope you reach to the top and may the final be yours. Bless up, Ninja Dan. Boom.
Yeah, I'm here to big up Ninja Dan, the Dan man. From the NG Soca stage, take it from there. Brilliant man, strong man, vibe. This year we coming with Trucy Mongo. And the Vaval them, very Vaval. Things have changed. Yeah, strong man Ninja Dan. I tell you, we have your support, You get my support this year because love the music, my brother. Don't forget, man, say so.
For example, if you were in a position where the powers that be say, well, Ninja, you call the shots. What would be the first thing that you would change where the music is concerned?
Well, I would go back to when it was in NG Soca stage, straight up. Because right now, I cannot tell you how it is now because we're surrounded by shadows, shadows and people hiding things, so you're not really seeing what really going through the dark or behind the scenes. But I go take you back to NG Soca stage in nostalgia when we was running NG, and artists had the respect. Artists was getting money in the sense of the value. Artists wasn't being left out, especially the younger artists. Especially when we used to run NG Soca stage, we used to put all the elite artists on a band to ensure that the show run. But then you'd get a lot of young upcoming artists that wanted to be on stage with the band, but they could not be there. But we used to put them on platforms outside where they could sing on playback. So the people, the patrons and them will get familiar with their music. And NG used to pay for spots on the radio stations to ensure that all our artists get airplay. You understand? Carriona used to pay RCI a certain amount of money, pay Hot FM a certain amount of money because the season is coming up and then, they don't have no platforms or avenues to, to the youths and them to get presented, So we used to apply ourselves and ensure that the artists and them get the fair amount of airplay in their come on stage. So the people could fully enjoy the music. But now it's not like that. Now the playing field is unbalanced. You understand? Like it's one set of people getting airplay and another set of people not getting airplay. But for you to survive that, as me, use myself as an example, when I realized I was not getting airplay this year, I realized that the January segment taught me a lesson in the sense of using social media. So I hired a social media manager, and then my social media manager was able to create a whole new avenue for me in terms of Instagram and Facebook, and TikTok, and those things I didn't know about. I wasn't aware. You understand? So that is new things for me. You understand? So that is the way I believe that things should happen, but it's not happening now. It's like one-sided. It's like favoritism. It's like check for my brother. It's like a large thing. No, the music not supposed to be about that. It's supposed to be a unity vibe where everybody checking for one another and everybody creating a vibe with the music. Because when we were there in our times, we always created a vibe like a camaraderie. We were always lying together. We would dress the same way.
I was just about one another. About to do that. When you see Ninja Dan, you see some artists in Ninja Dan out. I remember some would be playing at certain gigs, and you just see artists roll through, and the whole energy, the whole vibe change.
If artists have their vibe, if artists have their vibe in the community, all of us roll in and support. If I have my vibes in my community, all the artists come in and support. You take it, so we have that kind of camaraderie, kind of family where you could have created vibes. Because when we was getting the resistance in the sense of monies, how much money is just paying artists, $500, $300. But then when we came together as a unit, we were able to write a letter from the lawyer and make every artist sign it and say, hey, this is that, and we want that amount of money. And no matter what happened, we stuck together as a family and we ensured that everybody got paid. You understand? So that is how it is run. That is how it's supposed to be. So right now, we're supposed to have a soca union where somebody, a representative board and speak on behalf of the artists. You understand? Because I went in the competition 3 years ago, and they gave us chips for food. Yeah, and what we got was finger foods, a little piece of bacon, a little piece of chicken, a little piece of this, a little piece of that. And then you see the production house and the band members at buffet. So this year we make them people know in a humble and respectful way that hey, it's the artist show. It's the artist that people come and see. It's the artist that are under the pressure. Sometimes we hold you, we eat nothing, and then you come there for the whole night and you won't give us finger foods. So we have to make our voice good. And this year, last night, we get buffet, man. We were so happy. Everybody was so happy. The vibe was nice. You could have felt the respect. So that is a start.
I'm really excited about this year. His great comeback. I'm looking forward to it. I'm here to support you. I'm outside with you. We are here. I am here. I am supporting my guy always. Ninja Dan, you're always great. You're always doing big things. I'm here with you. Night Rider is out.
Big up yourself, Ninja Dan, man. Big up yourself, bro. Yeah, boy. I love what you're doing out there. Yeah, man. Keep doing your thing, boy, bro. You respect. Stay with Val. Yeah, man. It's hot, my bro. It's hot. Big it up all the way out from the UK, my bro. Yeah. Yeah, man. Hopefully we'll see you this year for Nottingham Carnival, my bro. Do your thing, my bro. Yeah.
Now, as you mentioned last night, folks, let's take in a clip of his performance. And, it's good to see, Because like I said, we based in the UK, we hear these songs, we like in the vibe, but when we watch a performance, it's like we're there with you. You know what I mean? So it's a great vibe to see that. So folks, this is let's take it a little bit of this performance. I had to pull up. I trying to get some chills and thing there. Because the band kicking, the audience vibing, you all on stage in control of the audience. How did that feel, my brother? How does it feel to, to be getting that kind of love and support and that vibe? And I mean, the songs are awesome. I already know, to me, I already have my predictions as to what I would want to see in relation to the results for the competition. But I know from behind the scenes that sometimes, even if an artist has the best song, the people love the song, depending on the click and the vibe and who is involved and who's not involved, really determines the outcome on the night. But we're not really studying that. You see, what we're studying is what is undeniable. When you watch that clip, folks, if you're a Lucian that is out of St. Lucia, that means you want to come straight home and watch.
No, I had a feeling of nostalgia. Wow. In the sense of me returning to the stage again as Ninja Dan. Yes. As the original Ninja Dan, the authentic Ninja Dan, the spirit of Ninja Dan. That's what I saw. And man, like the stage just blessed me, like the stage just kissed me and say, "Welcome back, master."
Yeah, man.
And like when I reach on the stage, I just transform. So Jonathan St. Rose is one person, but Ninja Dan on stage is like, boy, like I came back to my wife. Yeah. And like she just embraced me, and then like everything was just flowing, Imagine a lot of the performances I did on the night was not even real. It was not even real. It was just out of the blue, man. Out of the blue.
And to tell you the truth, son, that is one of the biggest songs, That's a big tune, my brother.
Let me tell you. He has, in my opinion, the top tunes for the year. For the year 2025. And I'm not talking from a perspective of how should I put it? There's no bias in that. We all have our favorites. But you see, from the time I heard those songs of yours, they just resonate with me because it's not like songs that try and copy Trinidad. Sometimes I hear somebody local songs and I cannot tell you it's a local song because it doesn't sound anything local. It's actually a copy of something, a formula that has probably worked somewhere else a year before or 2 years before. And as a musician, you pick up on them things. But when you hear that, I hear originality, I hear something fresh, I feel a vibe. I'm like, boy, wow, boy, Ninja is on
because in all the collabs, that is the best collaboration song.
And mind you, it was not intended for me to sing this year. Because it was not in my intention to sing this year because you all know my vibe in terms of going to the schools. So that was my main focus, and I had 2 more lessons to do in the sense of I've already done the primary schools. So right now they have to go into the secondary schools and start going into the parents in terms of the PTAs, because really and truly the children act out at schools and be bullied at school because of what they see at home.
Yeah.
So it's not just counseling the children and giving them lectures and teaching them about different things, but I have to go and tap into the parents as well because it's them that is the root of the problems in the whole society. So my whole vibe was done locked on that. You check it, but I say, you know what? The dog bite me. In the sense, and I tell my manager, I say, hey, as I feel this year we might do something. So I think she went to Guadeloupe on an intercultural exchange. I think tourists was sent she and Fiona Compton there to go and experience the real TV Babal with a group called Vokum. Now Vokum is a revolutionary kind of band. Them people not on no music thing, no band thing on truck and road. Them people is drums and whips and ancestral spirits and vibe. So when they send the videos across to me, I was like, whoa, I was intrigued when I saw the costumes of the big cow head and I see the place of all the different ritualistic things that taking place in a real TV Babal session. Boy, that just hit me in my chest and say, you know what? That is what I have to sing. That's what I want to sing about this year. And that is what really make the big dog bite me to come back, because I really feel that I have to open people's eyes as to what Babal is in comparison to what Cannibal is. Because we hear certain artists using the word Babal in their songs, and they don't know what Babal is. Babal is something ritualistic and more spiritual when it comes to Carnival in the long time ago when I was little. Carnival was in February, March, Monday, Tuesday, and then after Tuesday Mass, everybody go by the beach and they bury the effigy of Babal, the demon. You understand? And then Wednesday they go to church and they do the Ash Wednesday things where they get their blessings and they ask God for forgiveness and for protection for next year. But now, since they moved Carnival from February and they bring it to July, it's like they commercialize it, and they take away the ritualistic part of it. So you find people jumping up in Carnival, they do all the revelry, all the bacchanal, all the whining, the jumper, they do all the taking on the road. No Ash Wednesday after that. Everybody just go out there, woman. They leave all the little demons just running on the streets. You understand? So we have to create that awareness. We have to create that awareness to the youths to remember what Carnival is and where it comes from, to know where we're going. It's not about a money thing. It's not about sex. It's not about pornography. It's not about skin out. It's not about the kind of skimpy outfits, because we have to also realize that children in the presence of the grown-ups, watching the experience, but you're so drunk, you're so into the revelry, you're so into the bacchanal that your mind is so clouded that you are respecting the children, and then you will come on the TV and say, boy, them children is this or them children is that. You understand? We have to protect ourselves, we have to protect our children and protect our society. Okay?
True.
Yeah,
that's deep. That's deep because you hit some facts there.
A question I have for Ninja Dan. Mighty Sizzler, is he your son?
My musical son, because I've been writing for him ever since he was 7 years old, when he was going to RC primary school in the RC jam, and I was incarcerated. His mother reached out to me and said, "Hey, my son wants to sing, and he actually wants you to write songs for him." So I was his mentor ever since. And he always begging me to come and sing a soca with me. I say, well, boy, this is the year. This is the time, but I feel I'm going to initiate him as one of the young proteges of Ninja Dan,
You remind me in a lot of ways like of that artist Bounty Killer, because you're responsible for the careers of so many artists.
Majority. You remember Jessica?
Yeah.
Remember when Jessica had just started in the tent? Because we have a very few female artists that sing in soca. And Jessica was shy. And remember, I used to take her hand and show her how to whine and show her how to move on stage. Sometimes I had to walk like a woman just to imitate like what I need to do on stage to bring out the best in her,
That's why it's so important that we give Ninja Dan his maximum respect due, because it's undeniable your contribution. And the sad thing about St. Lucia is like St. Lucia have amnesia. They only kind of recognize the people when those people are no longer with us. When people, unfortunate to say, when somebody passes away, that's when you see online, Facebook, oh, that person was so great, you know, and they start posting up videos of performances and pictures of that artist and they perform the artist. But when the artist is alive and in need of the support and the strength, you know, they don't do it. Artists don't like to show other artists. Like they feel like it's something like why I'm an artist like Ninja, so it's like for them it's hard for them to big up Ninja. You understand? So I mean, it's important that we give you that recognition and that respect, my brother. Again, I say kudos to you, bro. There's only one Ninja done, and there'll only be one Ninja done in the history of English music because you have taught us, you have led, and you continue to show us, and you continue to teach and to bring up young artists and upcoming. So your legacy will always live on. You are true celebrity in more than one sense, my brother. Bless up yourself.
Yeah, man. Respect. Much appreciated, man.
How I came to know Mr. Jonathan St. Rose, known to many Lucians and people across the world as Ninja Dan, a very talented soca artist. Ninja Dan purchased a puppy from me many, many years ago. At that time, I didn't recognize his face. He never introduced himself to me as Ninja Dan, so I didn't know who he was at that time in person. But along the way, we started communicating. Ninja Dan has always taught me to be humble, motivated, love, and do good things. So big up to all the things that he do. Ninja Dan is one of the best guys in the world.
Yeah, man. So I want to ask you, with putting competition aside and everything, I mean, you are involved in, you know, the youth and stuff like that. You're very passionate about that. For those of, you know, our audience or people that's overseas that may not necessarily know, you know, just tell us some of the work that you do in relation to with the youth and going to the schools and stuff like that.
Okay. When I came out of prison in 2018, it's like when I reached on the road, you find a lot of people are telling me, "But Ninja, you don't have no fans again. You know, the people that know you again, they forget about you." So I was kind of taken aback by that, and I decided, like, you know, go back to the drawing board. And then my spirit kept telling me, "Hey, you need to go to the schools. You know, go to the schools, go to the schools." I kept telling myself, "But what can I do in the schools? Because being there, done that." Nobody's spirit telling me, but you have to teach the youth about conflict management, you know. At that time, I didn't know nothing about conflict management, you know. So I have a gift where the Most High just stick to me and tell me, well, don't worry about nothing. I will teach you all what you have to do. And then it just happened where I end up doing courses, I end up doing certifications, I end up doing schooling, I end up doing lessons. So now, after a whole year, I've graduated with 19 certificates in different life skills programs. I'm also I could teach emotional intelligence. I teach conflict management. I teach spiritual intelligence in regard to self-awareness. I teach social intelligence in terms of what you say and how you bring it out, how you bring it across. And yeah, man, I've reached out to 117 schools around the island and for total approximate of 45,765 children. Check it. Also, I've gone back to the schools and I've trained 45 primary schools in terms of young students now could be peer counselors in the school. So if other children going through any mental issues or any bullying or any kind of problem, they have youths in the school that could help them and mentor them, you know. So I have that going on there now. And my other two goals is, as I tell you earlier on, is to tackle the parents and the secondary schools. Yeah. And then from there, we look to bring it regionally, you know, not just for St. Lucia, but for the Caribbean. You know?
Wow. That's amazing, my brother. That's amazing. I mean, I'm surprised that you actually have time to do such great music, because that in itself is a full-on, you know, endeavor in itself. That's a full-on job, you know, to be doing that kind of work.
Well, on the level of mastery I am there now, I don't write music anymore, because if you write music, you limit yourself. Like I get downloads and like I just freestyle, because when you freestyle, the flow is better. Then you get more melody, you capture more melody, you capture more vibe. You could change, you could go up, you could go down. But when you're writing, it's a different meditation. You're always limiting yourself. You sing something flat, you sing another thing flat, you sing another thing flat. But then when you freestyling, it's a totally different vibe. So that's how I write music now. I freestyle. I play the rhythm and I go in my zone, I close my eye and I just start downloading, and I capture all the best parts.
Right.
And then that is all.
Okay. put it together.
I just want to ask what legacy do you want to leave in St. Lucian soca and Caribbean music as a whole?
Well, the legacy have to continue, and once I'm alive, the legend will always be the legend, because the thing about it is life never stops until you cross. People think that when you die that it's over for you. No, it's not over for you. You just out of the body, and you in a limitless space. You in the music, you in the sound, you in the air, you in everything. You check it, and that is how I feel with Nicole David and my sister, because the two of us have the same ND, Ninja Dan, Nicole David ND kind of vibes. So when she passed away, I had to go in a deep spiritual thing and speak to her and tell her, hey sister, you're in a better place. You're taking no suffering, no pain, no sickness, no cancer. You're free to go where you want and take it and just live your legacy on another level. You understand? So my legacy now is to continue doing what I do, not only in just the music, but in life. You understand? So I don't just talk about music, I don't talk about conflict management and schools. I'm also passionate about farming and planting food and survival, because look at the way things going on outside now. We're going to have problems in terms of importing food. So our mindset, the mindset of the youth is like farming is a dirty thing, farming is a low class thing, and farming is very critical to us right now. When you go in the supermarket, we don't see food. We don't see strong provisions. We don't see produce, and then nobody not taking that into consideration and saying, hey, something is wrong. Everybody's into the fast food, everybody's into the KFCs, everybody's into the GMOs, and we're getting sick and we're getting weak as a people, you understand? So all them things is part of my legacy. All them things is just part of my edutaining, not just entertaining. I'm already a performer, I can perform. But now into a different level of opening the mindset of the youth. Check it, the way they have been conditioned, their mind they have been conditioned. My role is to change that, you know.
What message do you have for the younger generations looking up to you today?
First thing I have to say is know God. Know God. Know who God is. That's the foundation. A lot of the world, people in the world don't know who God is. They only go according to what religion teach you as to what God is. That's not who God is. In another level, God is inside of each and every one of us. And you have to know that. Because the way we treat people is the way we're supposed to treat God. So if we have respect for God, and we have a love for God, we're supposed to have a love for each and every one of our people that looking just like us. Because that's who God is. Because when we go and we pray and we ask God for any kind of deliverance, it's not no hands from the sky that coming to deliver us. It's somebody just like myself, a man, a woman, a child. Whether I sick, whether I need money, whether I need an opening, whether I need a job, whether I need anything, it's somebody that comes to your aid. But the Bible tells you, love your neighbors as yourself. There's a reason why the Bible tells you love your neighbors as yourself, because God is in every man. God is all around us. So we have to treat each other as there's God, and then you will get the real blessing. So I want you for them to understand that before you could go on to any level. You must know who God is. Know thyself. And once you know thyself, you will believe in thyself, and everything else will come after.
See, you had a video with Ampa on Facebook. Tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, let's go. Baby, wine, climb, wow, do that in a time. We love the way you whining. Pick up ninja one time. Wine go down, girl, come up, pussy just come up. Don't mind the sweat and part, just come up. You call me excellent, give me a come up. Girl, you turn up, give me the lingerie, proof now come up. Who never road now corrupt. Make it spin wrong like a donut. We love girl, we're white like a yogurt. She suck on me like a go. Now let's go. Wine, grind time, do it in a time. Boom! Linda done fun, I'm passing them. So the two of it together. Them me wine and I get a cappella. But we done them for the rhythm and we jump on together. We jump on me have Rasta man, have fun room and have Rasta man. Let me sing and clap them together. One is the king. Everybody get program. Tell them wine and go down and wine. Tell them wine and go down and wine. Take it and wine and wine. Go down on your back and the
Oh, that was a an experience with my management team. That's Fiona Compton and Sherwin Gonzalez. They have some kind of program called China Team, where they go to different countries and they interview different celebrities and they do a cookout. So I think they approach Amper and they asked Amper what food he doesn't like, and he said banana. And it was a
Okay.
surprise that the cookout was going to use banana. So they used banana in the sense of they made a meal out of the banana, they mashed it up and they made something like a porridge first. And after they made something like a meal and then they used the banana skin and they make like a mix out of the banana skin. So they stew the banana skin. So that was so delicious.
Wow.
But that after
Wow.
Uncle finished eating that food, he did not even know that it was banana he did not like. He was eating.
Just banana.
You understand?
Wow.
Right. So right after that, we had a normal casual conversation and say, hey, I do my normal Tuesdays motivation or Monday motivation. So I say, since you there with me, bro, let me just do a motivation together and let's talk about farming. Let's talk about planting food because that seems to be a very critical topic that nobody don't want to talk about it. So I know I'm boys are you that have a lot of power when it comes to viewership and his influence. We said it, so I say, hey, what better man and what better time to do something of that nature, you know?
The other question I want to ask how do you stay motivated and creative in a competitive and changing industry?
It's easy, bro. Just being authentic, just be myself. Don't try to be nobody else. Being yourself is being authentic, and that is the highest frequency a man could ever ask for.
One thing I always say is like for me, like sometimes I go online searching, like I'll search Ninja Dan, I'll put maybe Ninja Dan in studio or Ninja Dan live, and I'm looking just just for a little behind the scenes because as a fan, it's important for us to get that. So because we may not be able to find, just tell us for you like your vibe, your routine when you get in studio. What is the experience like, and tell us what it was like working on those last productions.
Well, now, before was a different vibe. Before you would have gone in the studio, when you had the Kamaji, when you had the family vibe, and you was liming as a team, and you was liming as partners. It's a totally different vibe to now. Before, when you used to go in the studio, we'd be drinking and smoking and partying, and we just vibing and freestyling and freestyling. But now, things change. You take it, everybody have their sides, everybody have the different farms. So since I've been away for a while, things not the same again. So for me now, I cannot just go in a studio and say, well, I'm going to freestyle in a studio. I have to freestyle at my home, vibes everything at my home. So when I freestyle and I over the vibe, I sing it over and over again, then I call the studio man and say, hey, I'm coming, check it. And then I just execute my vibe in no time. Because in studio is money, it's business. So you can't go there and be lackadaisical and you be thinking, what's the next line or thinking, what's the next
True.
You do all them things from home, and then you go in the business place, and then you put down your work, and then that's it. So this year I had a change of studio work in the sense of I worked with younger producers this year. So the likes of Frano for that Juicy Mongol rhythm. It was after that introduced me to Frano. Elmo is another young producer. That is the guy that produced Ezra's song, Beautiful. He had a nice reading. He reached out, and I was happy to oblige. And Rankin, the Too Sweet reading, that was Rankin Morgan. So this year I had a lot of new producers with new creativity, with new ideas, with new vibes. And the catalyst of that all was Alpha Allen. That was very instrumental in terms of my recording. Alpha Ale was instrumental in sense of guiding me in terms of how to sing the groovy, how to go high, how to go low. I mean, you know them things already, but you see, when you get it from a man that experience, you have to humble yourself and listen to the king. You understand? So he was very instrumental in guiding me and taking me through the Terry Vaval song, the Juicy Mango song, and big up to Alpha Ale, man.
Okay. Big up Arthur, yeah man. Big up, and big up the producers as well. It's nice to listen to what is coming out of St. Lucia. It's well represented in the international scale, and you're definitely doing justice and doing us proud. I feel honored that when I could just when the songs come across me, I could just share it. I could pass it on to other DJs and other people, and I feel proud to say, well, yeah, that is that is our vibe, that is St. Lucia vibe. So we try to do our part as well, and I just want to continue to encourage my brother to continue doing such great works and stuff. Continue to be
respect
inspiration to many. Some people may not have the mentality to come out and tell you that how they really appreciate and love your vibe. I don't know if it's our culture or how we are raised. We kind of don't like to acknowledge people and give them the props until, like I said, maybe down the line. But we really recognize and we honored to showcase you as one of our top artists, as one of the founders of the revolution when it comes to soca music in. So kudos to you. I can't wait for the day when I go see you again in person. We could cool out, have a reasoning, and that kind of vibe, because you're an inspiration to me personally. I could tell you that. And I'm happy that we have you on the program. Any final words you want to have for your audience and the listeners and the followers?
Well, what can I tell you, audience? Just follow me. Just follow my music. Follow Ninja Dan. Follow my journey. Follow my ups and my downs. Follow everything about Ninja Dan, and you will learn. Because I'm a true testimony to what life's supposed to be. Being through the dark places, being through the lowest places of life, and showing people how you can rise above that and still be the person you want to be in life. To always be true to yourself and love, Gasa. I know it's a hard thing to love, but we must learn to love ourselves first and love our neighbors, love our friends, love our families. And everything will be a better place, man. Everything will be a better thing once you just understand and adapt that protocol,
Yeah, man. Yes, man. Any final questions for him, Mr. X?
I just wanted to ask him, how do you
hijack me? You'll hijack me today. You'll tell me no questions, and you'll give me questions non-stop.
Yeah, man. How do you keep your fans engaged when you're not in carnival season?
Well, as I tell you before, in the schools, when I go to the schools and I talk to the children, I'm in the house of every solution, because when they go back home, they must tell their mother, Mommy, Ninja Dan was in my school, Ninja Dan teach us that, Ninja Dan teach us that. So that's how I always stay relevant. I'm in every household, whether you like it or not. I'm in every household in St. Lucia. And that's my goal, Because even if they say we are generational vipers, I do buy that. I do follow that principle. I believe we are the chosen generation, and we just have to acknowledge that and accept that. Check it. Respect.
Yeah.
That is it.
So
now I want you to,
like I say, some
you always ask.
I want to big up Ninja and myself. That was the first man to introduce me to NG Soca stage. I don't know if you remember that. That was in England on the big truck. That was it was Unity Carnival Band, and the two of us was performing. I think Ricky had to perform, but I don't know what happened, what went wrong with them. But it was the two of us, and then you tell me, boy, Exodus, I have a band I want to do. When you come to St. Lucia, I wanted to join that band. Yeah, when I came to St. Lucia, I was welcome. Yeah, man. And from long, I've been copying Ninja Dan. I always tell him that. Even my cap, look. When Ninja Dan used to perform, he always had his cap or cover so. And up to now, I'm doing that.
They have a song we used to sing. When I come in your area. Bude. Mama, I sing that fun day, boy. Yes, sir.
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man.
So what was that for those that for the listeners that don't really understand the Creole? What does that mean? The Bude, what is the what's the
Belly to belly, eye to eye.
Belly to belly, eye to eye.
Okay, so it's like a kind of a when you dance,
Yeah, yeah,
kind of
yeah,
a interaction vibe. Close
yeah.
There is I believe there is a ancient kind of elders when they was meeting and congregating and having their fun and their party. You know, them time we didn't have music
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
internet and
yeah.
them kind of vibe. So that was the kind of language. You can get the
The
bouncing on one
bougie.
another, the chumming on
Yeah,
one another, the choking on one another, like the kind of chupuye kind of thing. I think that's what that came from, you know.
Okay. The next step that what we're working on, apart from the program, is we're trying to bring in what we call Caribbean Celebrity Show Awards, Music Awards, and that is where we want to nominate and award our exceptional artists who have contributed towards the culture, not just from St. Lucia, but throughout the Caribbean. And I could let a little secret out from now. Definitely, you are one of the nominees to be a recipient of one of those awards because you have been very impactful and influential. So I'm putting out in the universe, I'm hoping that we could get that award thing going on. We want to do it for early 2026. But yeah, my brother, definitely keep on doing the great work. You are one out of you. In fact, you are one in a million when it comes to the type of artist that you are, what you represent, and what you have done. I mean, I'm hoping that with the artists that are under your wings and coming up, that you could train them and we could have other proteges, other people coming up that could take that stance, because we're all getting older. At some point in time, you might just decide, well, you know what, I've done enough, so we're hoping that you could have somebody coming up there training and bringing up to take on that work, because it's not an easy journey, it's not an easy road. And then you have a wealth of experience and knowledge that you brought to the vibe. I miss the NG days. I wish that when I speak to artists that is in St. Lucia, that they would say, well, boy, things are even better than when you were there, Sam. But that doesn't seem to be the case. But I know that we are advocating for change and for positive and for unity and that camaraderie and that brotherhood and that kind of vibe that you spoke about. A lot of the younger artists may not even really experience these things. So we have to try to continue to work and push that. And again, my brother, it's an honor and a pleasure to have you on our platform, our forum. So proud of you.
But we're bringing NG back. We're bringing NG back next year, though. So look out for that. That's a surprise I didn't want to get out of the bag yet. But NG is coming back. NG is coming back next year, hopefully.
Wow.
Yeah,
No. I'm smiling because that's a force to reckon with. NG Soca Stage, that was the heartbeat of Carnival. That was the leading on to all the shows, and that was a platform for artists, whether or not radio and the so-called mafia thing was happening behind the scenes, controllers and things, but undeniably, when you were a part of NG Soca Stage, that was a platform to elevate and to showcase your talent. So if that's coming back, I think that's going to level the playing field somewhat. So kudos to you on that, my brother.
Respect, my brother.
Respect. So where do I stand? So Ninja Dan has been a friend, a brother, so many things, an entertainer for me over the past couple of years, stemming back. Oh my gosh, our school days, 1992 possibly. So this has been an ongoing friendship, and I honestly have to say that when it comes to positivity and somebody who you could count on, it would be Jonathan. An amazing friend. Like, this guy has been my rock in so many ways. I am so proud of the person that he's become. The struggles that he has gone through has made him an even stronger personality. Ninja, you know what? As always, I love you. I am your number one fan and always will be, no matter what. And I know that you keep making these songs stemming from way back when, from me, as you know, my favorite songs, Outside Man, Laboué, and of late, of course, Tewe Vaval, top tune, I love you always, and just continue being as sweet and positive as you've always been. Be an inspiration for the youths. Life is not easy, but it is definitely what we make of it, and we could definitely come back from any struggle, from anything that we go through in life. We could come back from it if it was not a good experience, as nothing in life is constant. We are constantly moving, we are constantly changing, so we hold the power to become a better version of ourselves all the time. Love you, brother.
Good for some of the fans, I'm sure that it brings you joy to look and to see, like, some familiar faces bigging you up on this interview. How do you feel about that? You recognize some of those people?
Yeah, man. I mean, all these people have been on my journey, and all these people, I mean, have helped me in some kind of way, whether it be emotionally, psychologically, whether it be friendships, whether it be whatever. She was able to help me in my downtime, and then I now was able to return that favor by giving them help in their downtime. So it's like these people there that giving me the ratings, like, yeah, man, we have crossed path, and then we have shared something that is very powerful.
Wonderful. Amazing. Amazing. And folks, don't forget, when we come up with the Caribbean Celebrity Music Awards, you can also nominate your favorite artists. You can support, you can vote for your favorite artists, so we could give them that recognition. And it's important for us to do that on a forum that is not just locally based, but internationally based. So we could definitely showcase our talent. So we want to again thank everybody for being part of this live tonight, and continue to share the vibe, support us, and continue to do the great work. We are there with you. Please continue to post content, because I feed off that, my brother. So, please continue, and we wish you all the best in your continued journey in the music. Thanks so much for being a member of...
Respect, my brother. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Good songs.